In this movie, we are shown a different world and very different kinds of people. I will explain the story of Avatar briefly, so let's take a look. In this film, we are shown the 22nd century, i.e., a future time where everything has become very advanced. The world has made a lot of progress in science and technology, but along with this, the Earth's population has increased so much that natural resources have started to deplete. This is why scientists start searching for other planets. During this search, they find a solar system which had a planet called Polyphemus. That planet wasn't habitable, but it had a moon called Pandora, which was as big as Earth and very lush and green. This moon had an abundance of natural resources. Therefore, humans reach there and start researching the place. On Pandora, scientists find a very special element called unobtainium, which was an excellent energy conductor. Therefore, its price was 1 crore rupees per kilo. Because of this, a company called RDA, Resources Development Administration, goes there and starts mining that element. Pandora was also home to many alien species, the most notable of which were the Na-6 people, who looked human-like. They did not like technology and lived peacefully in the forest, in harmony with nature. On the other hand, the RDA scientists wanted to explore Pandora, but it was very difficult for humans to survive in the atmosphere here. So, the scientists find a way for this task. They mix Na-6 and human DNA to create a hybrid body called an avatar. This clone was physically a Na-6, but it had no consciousness or soul of its own. A human could operate that body by inserting their consciousness into it via a machine. Once this experiment succeeded, the scientists from Earth started using these avatars to research the forests of Pandora. This way, their real bodies remained safe from the environment there. Later, in the year 2145, Dr. Grace Augustine, the head of the Avatar program, needs a scientist for a field mission on Pandora. To help Grace, a young scientist named Tom Sully, who lived on Earth, is chosen. Using Tom's DNA mixed with Na-6 DNA, the RDA creates an avatar for him, and Tom is trained on Earth for 3 years. But then, in 2148, just before his departure for Pandora, a thief murders Tom. The RDA had spent a lot of money creating Tom's avatar, and making another avatar for a new person would be a loss for them. So, they asked Tom's brother, Jake Sully, to take his place. Since Tom and Jake were twin brothers and shared the same DNA, Jake's consciousness could be transferred into the avatar made for Tom. But Jake was not a scientist, he was formerly a soldier in the US military where he was injured in battle, resulting in both his legs being paralyzed. Then, the RDA people meet Jake and tell him to join the Avatar program, and in return, they promise to give him a lot of money. This is why Jake agrees to this mission. After this, Jake travels for 6 years in a spaceship and arrives on Pandora in 2154, where he meets Grace Augustine. Grace is not happy to see Jake because she needed a scientist, not a soldier. But they had no other option, so she includes Jake in the Avatar program. Then, Jake and his colleague Norm have their souls transferred into their new avatar bodies. In this process, their human bodies fall asleep, and they wake up in their avatar bodies. Jake very quickly learns to use his new body effectively. Meanwhile, Colonel Quaritch, the head of RDA security force, finds out that Jake was formerly a soldier and had fought in many major wars. So, Colonel Quaritch meets Jake and tells him to work with Dr. Augustine only in name and to report all information about the Na-6 people to him. Actually, Parker Selfridge, the owner of RDA, wanted the unobtainium at any cost, and he had given the responsibility of acquiring it to Colonel Quaritch. The colonel could have easily attacked the Na-6 with his army and weapons to extract the unobtainium from their land, but he wanted to do this peacefully. So, he chose Jake and told him to find the Na-6 weaknesses so that he could easily remove them and extract the unobtainium. In return, Colonel Quaritch promises to get Jake's paralyzed legs cured. This is why Jake agrees to this task. Then one day, Grace, Jake, and Norm go into the forest in their avatar forms to conduct research. While studying the plants, Dr. Augustine discovers that all the trees and plants of Pandora are interconnected through a special biological network. Meanwhile, Jake wanders off a bit into the forest. Suddenly, a dangerous animal attacks him. Jake escapes and jumps down a waterfall to save his life. Because of this, he gets separated from his companions. Grace and Norm search for Jake extensively in the forest, but since night was approaching, they are forced to return. Meanwhile, Jake is lost and alone in the forest. Then, a Na-6 girl named Nitiri spots him. From his human clothes, she understands that he is an avatar, who had come among them before. But the Na-6 and humans never had a good relationship because humans wanted to steal their natural resources. So, Nitiri raises her weapon to kill Jake. But just as she is about to shoot an arrow, a seed from a tree, which was like a living creature, comes in front of Neytiri's arrow. She stops because that seed was from the Tree of Souls, which the Nasics consider very sacred, and their goddess Eywa resided in it. Later that night, some wild animals attack Jake. He couldn't fight them alone. Then Neytiri arrives there and saves his life. So, Jake starts following her, but Neytiri refuses. Just then, many sacred tree seeds come and land on Jake's body. Neytiri takes this as an auspicious sign and starts trusting Jake. So, she takes him to her tribe. The Omaticaya tribe was settled around a tree called Home Tree. There, the tribe's chief, who was Neytiri's father, decides to kill Jake because humans had caused a lot of damage to Pandora. But then Neytiri tells everyone about the auspicious sign. Hearing this, her mother, who was the tribe's spiritual leader, gives Jake a chance to stay with them and decides to teach him the ways of the Nasics people. Neytiri is given the responsibility of training Jake. Then Jake eats with them and goes to sleep. This causes his soul to return to his real body. There, Jake tells everyone that he is now living with the Nasics and they are going to train him. After hearing this, Parker Selfridge and Colonel Quaritch tell Jake that his real objective is to get the Nasics to leave their village because the RDA has found a deposit of unobtainium beneath that place. The Colonel gives him 3 months to complete this task. Meanwhile, Grace finds out that Jake is giving information to the Colonel, which could ruin her research. So, she moves her avatar machine setup from the RDA headquarters to a remote mountain so that no one would interfere with their work. After this, Jake starts training in his avatar body. Neytiri teaches him the local language, weapon use, and riding animals. Jake learns all this very quickly and starts winning the Nasics' trust. Taking advantage of this, he gets permission to bring Grace's avatar form there as well. Now, Jake's 3-month training period was about to end, but he had not yet managed to get the Omaticaya tribe to leave their village. So, Colonel Quaritch warns him. Then Jake tells them that his training is about to finish, after which the Nasics people will accept him into their tribe, and then he will talk to them about leaving. A few days later, the Omaticaya tribe formally accepts Jake into their group with rituals, and he is called a Nasics. Then, Moat takes him to the sacred tree. There, she tells Jake that he has now become a Nasics, so he can choose a mate for himself from among them. Jake chooses Neytiri, and she also chooses him because they had fallen in love with each other. After that, they spend the night together. The next morning, the RDA people arrive with a bulldozer to destroy the forest because the 3-month time was now over. Jake tries to stop them, but they don't listen and destroy a part of the forest. Because of this, the Omaticaya tribe loses trust in Jake and Grace, and they start preparing for war against the humans. Meanwhile, Parker and Colonel Quaritch see on camera that Jake was trying to stop their bulldozer by attacking it. Then the Colonel forcibly pulls Jake out of his avatar form and interrogates him. They find out that the Nasics will not leave their village under any circumstances. So, the Colonel makes a plan to forcibly remove them from there and decides to destroy the Nasics' home tree. Then Grace tries to stop them and explains that their entire tribe lives under that tree and all the forest's plants are connected by a biological network. But the RDA people didn't care about any of this. Then Jake asks Parker for one last chance to get the Nasics to leave. Then Jake and Grace go to the Omaticaya tribe in their avatars and try to convince them to leave the village. During this, Jake reveals his truth to everyone, that he had originally come there as a spy for the RDA and he knew that one day they would be forced to leave. After hearing all this, Neytiri and the entire tribe start hating Jake. Just then, Colonel Quaritch arrives in the forest with his army and blows up their home tree with bombs, killing many Nasics. Neytiri's father also dies in that attack. After this, Jake, Grace, and Norm are imprisoned in their human forms in a jail so that they cannot help the Nasics people. Then 2 of Grace's team members come and free them. Then they take a plane and escape from there. But while leaving, the Colonel shoots at them, injuring Grace. After this, these people take their machines and reach the forest. From there, Jake re-enters his avatar body. Now, to regain the Nasics' trust, he decides to tame a large dragon-like creature called Toruk. Because whoever tames that dragon, the Toruk Mukto, is considered their messiah by all the people. Then he tells everyone to unite and fight the RDA people and calls other tribes for help as well. Now, all the Nasics unite under Toruk Mukto. On the other side, Colonel Quaritch attacks the forest from both land and air with his army and high-tech weapons. Here, the Nasics also respond in kind. Then a dangerous war begins. On one side, humans were fighting with helicopters and machine guns, and on the other side, the Nasics were fighting back with their bows and arrows and animals. Colonel Quaritch's army overwhelms the Nasics, and they are on the verge of defeat. Just then, many wild animals of Pandora come to their aid. In the sky, the dragons start destroying their helicopters, and on the ground, large rhino and wolf-like creatures eliminate all the soldiers. Seeing this, Neytiri understands that Eywa has heard Jake's prayer. Then, when Colonel Quaritch's plane starts getting destroyed, he lands in the forest wearing a high-tech armored suit. Here, he starts fighting with Neytiri, who was fighting the colonel with a large animal. But he kills that animal with his armored suit. Just as he is about to kill Neytiri, Jake arrives there and tells the colonel that his team has lost, so he should also surrender his weapons. But Quaritch doesn't listen and prepares to kill Jake. At that time, Jake's human body and the avatar machine were near the place where these two were fighting. So, Colonel Quaritch attacks that avatar chamber and damages it, because of which Jake's human body doesn't get oxygen, and his avatar starts weakening. Then Colonel Quaritch starts killing Jake's avatar. Just then, Neytiri shoots an arrow at him and kills him. Meanwhile, due to lack of oxygen, Jake's real body was about to die. Then Neytiri goes there, puts an oxygen mask on him, and saves his life. After the battle, Jake reaches the tribe members, where a Na6 named Zutei was badly injured. After Neytiri's father's death, Zutei had been made the new chief. But for now, he was so injured that his survival was impossible. So, Zutei gives the responsibility of chief to Jake and dies. After all this, the RDA people are expelled from Pandora and sent back to Earth, and only a few humans who were supporters of the Na6 are allowed to stay. In the end, Jake decides that he will leave his human body and become a Na6 forever. For this, all the tribe members gather at the Tree of Souls, where both of Jake's bodies are connected to that tree. Through this process, his consciousness permanently moves into that avatar, i.e., the Na6 body, and Jake is reborn. The story beyond this will be shown in the second part of this movie. So friends, this was the explanation of the movie Avatar. If you liked this video, please like and share it. And to watch such interesting videos, subscribe to our channel and press this bell icon so that you get our videos on time. See you later.